Peace, peace. It's your boy, Sincere Seven, coming to you live and direct from the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, the pad, representing the House of Genesis. Oh man, so I ain't been on in a while. Man, I've just been living, man. I've just been living life, man. Just everything is just beautiful. I've just been traveling and doing works in other cities and just enjoying and teaching and spending time with the family and just been a lot going on. And so I haven't been going live a lot lately. Um, we've been doing a lot of snake venom administrations. We've been traveling a lot, teaching a lot. It's been great. It's been fun. And the discussion came about basically like the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit. Like, yo, what's going on, Seven? Like, we know you've been dealing with the healing and all of that, but what's going on with the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit? What's going on with the pad? Like, we ain't been doing that. We ain't been having no events. We ain't been getting together. And so I'm like, yeah, we need to start getting together and getting back to it. Okay, so we went ahead and got some things scheduled. So I was like trying to figure out what is what's wanted right now. What's wanted, and people are now aware of the mushrooms, right? People have been taking the mushrooms, the community and the village, and it's been a lot of talk about the mushrooms and usage, and people are learning to grow them and how to interface with them and integrate from them and everything. And now people are like, yo, what's next? What else is out there, right? And so where I've been traveling to, I've been having some discussions, and a lot of people have been talking about ayahuasca, right? So y'all know I serve ayahuasca. That's what I was on National Geographic serving ayahuasca, and it is a beautiful, beautiful medicine. Um, in the last few years, though, I've had quite a few requests from people who have been asking for ayahuasca as a product. Like, can you sell me some ayahuasca? And just so y'all can be clear, we don't do that. I don't know any ayahuasca practitioners and facilitators and space holders who actually sell ayahuasca. Now, I'll say this. I'm sure there's some out there. I'm sure it's somebody out there who has access to ayahuasca that if somebody called them and said the right price, they would mail it to them. However, most of the time, ayahuasca is something that's served by um, a trained professional, right? And so some people get a little frustrated, like I want to do it by myself, and it's like, all right, well, let me inform y'all of something. Okay, a lot of y'all might not be aware of what is referred to as smokable ayahuasca. That is what Changa, in its creation, that's what Changa was. It was created to be smokable ayahuasca. So when it was created, it was made with the same herbs that were used to make ayahuasca. So you got the Banisterius capi vine, you got the chacruna leaf, and depending on where you at, there's different leaves or different DMT plants used to activate the ayahuasca, right? Um, Even within the villages in certain places. Ayahuasca, I like to talk about ayahuasca like it's like spaghetti. If you ask anybody what are the 5 ingredients in spaghetti, you're going to get all different types of answers. What's the 5 ingredients of spaghetti?
Um, Meat, sauce, cheese, um, Italian seasoning,
And noodles.
And noodles. Yeah.
Okay. See, meat, sauce, cheese, pasta, and Italian seasoning, right? Me, I'm gonna say pasta, sauce, uh, shrimp, uh, garlic, right? And whatever else, right? But if you ask a person, what are two ingredients that are going to be in spaghetti?
Pasta and sauce.
Pasta and sauce. See, that was easy, and that's how ayahuasca is. Ayahuasca. If you say what's the two ingredients of ayahuasca, they're gonna say the vine and the leaf, right? But if you ask an individual what is in your ayahuasca, you might get 5, 6, 7 different ingredients. So I just wanted to give you that like spaghetti is spaghetti, but everybody has their own special. And it's the same thing with the tribes. Ayahuasca is ayahuasca, but everybody has their own special. Shout out to Nighthawk, you know what I'm saying? Chief Nighthawk, rest in peace. When I first built with him, one of his things that he informed me that was in his ayahuasca was Bob and Sana, right? So if you've ever did ayahuasca ceremony with Chief Nighthawk, I'm pretty sure you had Bob and Son in there. The heart opening was very prevalent and things like that. And so just dealing with it like that. So when you talk about smokable ayahuasca, they use the two ingredients that is going to be in all ayahuasca, the vine and the leaf. And that is the peace, Queen. I see you. Hugs and blessings to you too, baby. So that is the basis for the original ayahuasca, smokable ayahuasca, aka Changa, and then it was infused with more DMT. So that's what Changa is, smokable ayahuasca, aka infused DMT infused herbs. So as time went on, Changa started to become recognized and used because it's a beautiful thing. For those of you all who seen that video that I posted yesterday of that Changa ceremony with those two queens, it was a beautiful experience. I will let them, share what they want to share. Maybe later on, we'll chop up some of the videos where they spoke about what they experienced because it was quite a beautiful thing. But Changa is smokable ayahuasca. Now, as time went on, and Changa started to be recognized, utilized, and the psychonaut community or entheogenic community started to become aware of what it was and how it was produced. There were certain alchemists who started to create their own Changa blends. Okay, so this is where you have people who make Changa that has the passion flower, right? The blue lotus. I've heard Changa with mullein, Changa with rose and rose hips, and people have created some beautiful Changa mixes. Now, me personally, as a plant medicine practitioner, before I got into entheogens, I was heavy into meditation and onerogens, or dream work, the dream realm work, meditation, lucid dreaming, all of these types of things. So when I make my Changa, I make it to where I get what I would say is immediate effect of the Changa realms opening up, as well as I use um, ayahuasca leaf as well as onerogens, such as blue lotus, mugwort, the Mexican dream herb. So what I'm doing is I am utilizing the Changa, and then after I utilize the Changa and go through my spiritual experience, usually I take Changa at night. I'll just lay down to go to rest and allow the onerogens to kick in and then go into a lucid dreaming, astral traveling, dream walking state. So the psychonautic in Detroit's Changa is made with onerogens. Okay. Um, Also, for people who are a little bit more like Changa is a very, very, what I always say, Changa is the space in between cannabis and mushrooms. And what I mean by that is in the power. In the power. So if you smoke cannabis, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I smoke cannabis. Like, all right, it's nothing. Changa is definitely higher than that. It's like, nah, it's like no weed. You're about to go to another dimension. But mushrooms, when you go there, they tend to have you a little bit out of control. And so it's under the mushrooms because you're going to another dimension, but you have control. Not only do you have control, but the best thing about Changa, this is my most ultimate favorite thing about Changa. If you watching this video, please share it. Peace to everyone. My favorite thing about Changa, I'm gonna go in because I'm gonna see if anybody's got any comments or anything. My favorite thing about Changa is that your ability to be in two total separate places at the same time. Listen, I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying. If you've ever had Changa, then you do. If you haven't, then you probably don't. As a plant medicine practitioner using mushrooms, iboga, DMT, 5-MeO, ayahuasca, cactus, all of these just okay, going through all of these different things, I feel like I had like experienced so much. So I thought when I got to the Chong, it was just gonna be something mild. Nope, something totally new. This was the first entheogen that I have ever been able to go full deep in, be full deep in space, open my eyes, come back to regular consciousness, discuss something with somebody, close my eyes back, and went right back to the realms. If anybody has ever seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, or Everybody Everywhere All at Once, something like that. If you ever seen that movie, I know y'all go, oh, yeah, right? Okay. If you remember when she got to the tax place, the dude in the elevator talked to her. She got to her seat. Boom, he snatches her into the closet. She's sitting in her seat looking at the tax lady. She's also in the closet. And if you watch that scene, you will see her being able to see the closet and everything in it, as well as the lady in the taxes at the same time. That is fucking Changa, okay? You're able to be in two places at the same time, or go into one, come out, go into the other one, come out of there and go back into the other one. I've never been able to do that with any entheogens before. That's one of the dopest things. Also, as an individual who is a magical practitioner, I used to study magic real deep, then I started practicing magic. We talk about magic mushrooms because mushrooms will take you to the realms to be able to pass the physical and go right into the other dimensions to insert, inject, to alter, to bring about, to manifest, all of these things, right? So you can skip all of the conscious ways, all of the conscious shit that gets in the way of your manifestation, and you can go to the realms and manifest immediately and allow those things to come back to the physical, right? But when you take mushrooms, okay, you have to take enough to get to those realms. But the more you take, the more that the mushrooms start to give their own conscious desires, and you're in there going back and forth. And this is where all the wild stuff comes from. Like you're experimenting something internally and consciously, but your physical body's doing all type of wild shit. That's because the mushrooms are exercising their desires from your body. Well, mushroom is from the fungi kingdom. From those of y'all who've listened to my Healing with the Kingdoms, and I talk about the different consciousness of the kingdoms, Changa is from the plant kingdom. It does not have as many desires, therefore it does not have as many that's why ayahuasca is always more comfortable than mushroom journeys, because the ayahuasca does not have as much conscious desires as the fungi realms, because it's from the plant realm. So with Changa, when you smoke it and you go into those realms, you're only there for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then you come back. And that's about how long it takes to put out most spells. I mean, unless you're doing some real deep, intricate, all night, full moon type shit, right? So going in on mushrooms to create your magic will have you, one, struggling to keep your magic in mind. If you're doing an invocation or a magical spell, trying to recite it perfectly, without messing up on mushrooms is a challenge. Not with Changa. Changa does not disturb anything. It just opens everything up. So you could literally recite whatever it is, and there's no challenge to your consciousness. Also, you can go in, put down your works, do your invocation, do your spell, do whatever, and come right back out. Now, if you do an MAOI, you will give yourself the ability to, for the Changa, to the dimethyltryptamine in there, to activate stronger and to remain in space longer. Okay? So the young ladies who did their ceremony the other day, they did Syrian root as an MAOI. They only did a little bit, right? So what that would do would allow for the dimethyltryptamine to activate a lot more stronger, and for them to hold that and to remain where they were at for longer. Which, after hearing the um, the responses of what was going on, they definitely wanted to stay there longer, and so, just considering that. So if y'all know anything about MAOIs, but be careful if you start using MAOIs, monoamine oxidase inhibitor, something like that. But when you use them, yes, it gives you the ability to increase the strength and the time of your trip. But also, you have to be cautious about the things that you eat over the next 24 to 48 hours. So the dose they were at, they had to be cautious of what they eat for the next 12 hours. But when you use an MAOI, be cautious about things like cheese, wine, citrus fruits, all of these types of things. So if you ever use an MAOI, make sure you investigate and educate yourself on the things you cannot consume for the next 24 to 72 hours to keep you safe. So when people do ayahuasca with me, they go through their ayahuasca journey. Ayahuasca is usually anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. When they come out of their journey, the MAOI in ayahuasca is still active. And I give them the option of going back into the interdimensional realms by either smoking some Changa, getting some Yopo blown into the nostrils, or taking a 3.5 of mushrooms. So they have the opportunity to actually have two separate journeys in the same night. Some individuals, when they come out of the ayahuasca journey, what they experienced was intense, and they're like, no, I'm good. Let's go ahead and start to integrate this. Some individuals, it was beautiful. It was just what they needed. It was revealing. It was this, that, and the other. And they're like, yes, I would love to go back in again on something. And so quite often, Changa is used for that. Smokable ayahuasca, so they can go right back into the ayahuasca realm without having to actually drink more ayahuasca and deal with the purging. There is no purging or negative side effects from using Changa that I have ever experienced. Let me just be very clear. I've heard other individuals, but when they speak about what they did and they talk about the dosages, it's kind of like, well, why would you do that? So, when things are done in accordance, Changa is one of the most beautiful things I've ever experienced. Now, at the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, we also have DMT, just straight dimethyltryptamine, right? And this is the spirit molecule. I was having a discussion with King Midas Caps the other day, and we were discussing how we felt about which one and when it should be taken and things like that. And one thing that we both agreed on is that we can see DMT as being, and a lot of people be like, wait, what? When I say this, an introduction to the psychonaut experience. For me, DMT is my least favorite. So it's like, let's start with that. And the reason why is because it's extracted from the plant, and the plant teachers are not there. But the ability for it to open up the interdimensional or the spiritual realms is there. That's why it's referred to as the spirit molecule. It is the molecule that is included in a lot of things that we utilize, like Changa, like ayahuasca, DMT. But when you use it by itself, just straight DMT, it opened up the realms of creation, the realms of nothingness, the realms of there's not, like, this is where, if the realms of if nothing existed, this is what it would look like. You would see a couple skeletons, a couple aliens, a couple people trying some experiments and shit. Like, it's not really nothing there. It's just where you go to start from scratch. That's, to me, what the DMT realm is. A lot of other individuals say that when they go there, they see beings, they see skeletons, they see entities, they see fractals, they see. And that's what I'm saying. That's, to me, all DMT does. It just allows you to see the spiritual realm. But there's no teachers. So what I always say is, it's like going to a college or a school during the summertime. There's no janitors there, no principal, no teachers, nobody's there. You go into school, you walk into the classroom. That's a chalkboard. Oh, that's a chalkboard. Look here, this is the science center. Oh, that's a microscope. Oh, a microscope. Come over here. Look, this is the athletic department. That's a pool. Oh, a pool. You see all of this shit. You get back in, you come back. You went to college? Hell yeah. What'd you learn? Nothing. What you mean? Well, I seen the pool and I seen microscopes and I seen, that's DMT. I don't care. Y'all can debate me all you want. I've never, ever, and I've spoken to a lot of people, I've never heard anybody say, I went on a DMT trip and the spirits came and told me, followed by anything. I've never heard anybody say, I learned this. I brought this back. Nothing. It's just, I went, it was like, oh, wow, look at this. And then I came back. And so for me, it's like, okay, that was dope. What's next? You know, Changa has plant teachers present, which is why now with everybody having their own different Changa alchemies, it's interesting because they're putting teachers together that you might not have ever thought about putting together or even known about. And so when you experience opening up that spiritual realm and having those teachers present and then being able to bring back what they offer to you, that's a beautiful thing. I love Changa. Then you have the DMT pins. The DMT pins. Now, the pins, why would I pull that from under there? The pins are for the cartridges. And so you like the vape pens, right? For me, again, DMT being my least favorite of the entheogens, the DMT pen is kind of the same because it's like now you're not even breaking through. But what I've talked to people and they tell me that they find it great for accenting. So people will hit their DMT pen before meditations. I've heard people say they will hit their DMT pen before or after they hit their Chang. And I'm like, oh, I see what you did there. That's brilliant. Hit their DMT pens with before or after weed. Hit their DMT pens during sex. I'm like, okay, now I see what y'all doing with it. Y'all, I see what y'all doing with these DMT pens. Y'all dope as hell. Y'all dope as hell. I'm like, hold on, I'm gonna have to keep one or two of these for, you know what I'm saying, personal use. Okay, teach me how to use this shit then, right? So, you know, just some people freebase the DMT and go in and really like open up those realms. Some people like the Changa, like, you know, we prefer the Changa around here. Some people like the DMT pins. I got some people who swear by, and then some people tell me they'll go in, like they'll do like LSD and MDMA, right? What they call it, the honey pack. They'll do a honey pack, and then while they're on the honey pack, they smoking the DMT pin like it's a blunt. And I'm like, oh, okay. I see y'all really got y'all really, really doing some things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, well, I wasn't real. Anyway, enjoy yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Listen, what you do in the privacy of your own home for your own spiritual things is your business. You know what I'm saying? I love it. But yeah, man, the DMT, as I call them, the DMT alchemies, DMT, the DMT pins, the Changa, the ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is a DMT alchemy, y'all. You know, it has been used for thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? I love when they say that the scientists be seeing people do stuff, or the historians or the people traveling, you know, what is they doing? And then they go take it to the scientists and they look it up and they'll be like, oh, wow, this has this and it does this and this does. How did they know that? The plants told us. And they don't never get it because they never experience it. The plants tell us. Literally, they talk to us, they communicate with us, like we're talking about. Infusing DMT into plants and going on a diet where you're literally going into you're smoking it with the DMT. So you're activating the spiritual realms with that plant teacher present so that that plant teacher can come to you in those realms and teach you about who and what it is. Now, don't be out there smoking every herb and every plant with DMT. Everything is not to be inhaled. So don't take things that I'm saying and start running with it. Like, oh, Seven said, put DMT on any plant and just smoke it and learn the plant. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there is a practice that is exercised in some places, just like we have dietas in some places where you'll go out and you'll go on a diet. You will consume, you will drink, you will eat, you will smoke, you will rub on your body one plant for weeks, sometimes months, and gain a relationship. Those people who tell you they've been on dietas, ask them about with what plant. Ask them about that plant, what it do, what it's good for. Ask them all them questions. You'll be amazed at how they will be able to answer them questions. I had a partner was telling me about the diet that he had with a plant that glows in the Amazon. How many of you know about them bioluminescent plants? That would be a hell of a plant to be on a diet with. So, this is just, again, some of the different ways, because the DMT is the spirit molecule. So opening it up by oil solutions, smoking it, all different types. I'm not going to go into other because I don't want to present no ideas for people to start trying on their own. But it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful medicine. DMT has been used for thousands of years, so many different ways. So if you're interested on more education or experience at the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, you know how to reach out to us. But I just wanted to, reach out and let y'all know some people was inquiring about the Changa and the ceremony that they say. Oh, we're having Changa ceremony at the pad at what? What is that? The 9th? I think it's on the 9th. Yeah. Changa ceremony. Yeah, going on here at the pad. Wait a minute. Yeah, give me 1 second so I can give y'all those details. Cause it's a few people that was inquiring about that. And so I said that I was going to let everybody know privately, which I did, and then I was going to let the community know. So, community, now you know. Changa ceremony
on 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah, August 9th, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. here at the Psychonaut Academy, Detroit. Changa ceremony. So, hold on. Official Courtney Bell. Oh, salute. We got some superstars in here. Y'all ain't know. I know Courtney Bell, the real Courtney Bell, for real. My brother, I need to come get some strong Changa. Hey, peace, God. Come on through, man. I wanted to chop it up with you about seeing you out there at Wyclef and all the rest of the Weebles anyway. You feel me? So salute, man. I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, blessing me with your presence. August 9th, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, hosting the Changa ceremony. We got 7 open seats. First to RSVP, first to reserve and pay their donation for the seat will get you in. We also have VIP packages that get you a Changa pipe. So, and I call it a Changa pipe, but it's not a Changa pipe. It is a smoking accessory for all types of different entheogens. So this is it right here. It's the Eclipse. You can go and find it yourself if you want and get it yourself. But metallic John, you put the medicine in the glass, you screw it in, you vape it until you see it, and then you just inhale it. So that way you can get the amount of medicine that you use, right? Because there's a certain amount we use, but when we roll it in joints or in blunts or these different ways that we use it, we don't always get it the way we have to hit it and all of this. So this I find is beautiful. DMT, the same thing. For those who use just straight DMT, you put your point or your point half or whatever in the glass, screw it in, torch it, boom. Once it starts vaping, boom, you hit it and count in for a certain amount of seconds while you're inhaling, and boom, it's ready. So I just carry this around. I'll have some bufo in here, so I'm ready to blow bufo whenever. Like there's these little dishes, like so you just stay ready. You can measure them out and have the amount of medicine that you're using already in there. They're good for dabs and all of that type of stuff too. Whatever, you just put it in there, vape it, inhale it. Also, when you inhale it, you can lay that down. The glass is thinner than the metal. So wherever you lay it, you know that the glass is not burning nothing up, right? It's just a beautiful thing. So we're gonna have some of these available for some of the VIP seats. It's gonna come with this, and also a nice grizzle or two of Changa and DMT. So tap in. We doing some things over here. Also, we got some things going on in the Sacramento area, Sacramento, California. Get with me if you're interested. I'm not going to publicize everything on that. But if you're in the Sacramento area and you're interested, tap in. Get with your boy. I need one of them too. Okay, no doubt. Let me know. I got you. Jalali. Man, I hope I'm not wrecking your name, brethren, but I believe it's Jalali. Said, what is that, bro? That's the pipe that we use for our bufo, for our changa, for our DMT. You know what I'm saying? All things entheogenic. It's a beautiful John. Keep all the medicine in, unless you torch it, get it to a perfect temperature, get it vaped, unless you hit it. You know what I'm saying? With the amount. Yeah, I'm at the crib. Come on by. Yeah, yeah. You by the pad? Come on, pull up on me, G. So yeah, that's what that was. 31 minutes in. So that was what it is. I want to talk to y'all about DMT pens, the Changa ceremonies that's coming up. If you're interested in Changa and things like that, tap in with your boy. Or all things considered. You know what I'm saying? We are the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, the west side of Detroit. We've been serving y'all for over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? It's just been in secret. We've been serving y'all at the public for about 7 to 8 years. We've been on the front page of the Detroit Free Press. We've been on National Geographic. We've been across stages across America. The largest biohacking conference in America. Come on, we've been doing it. We out here. No doubt, I got you. So with that being said, I just wanted to tap in, let y'all know what was going on, answer y'all questions about the Changa ceremony. What was that? What was that going on? What you mean? How does that, what it is? And if you got more questions, just tap in or pull up. With that being said, tell somebody today that you love them in the language they can understand it in. Peace.